Hi everyone, I'm Tessa, the owner of Bear Health and Fitness, and I'm 23 weeks pregnant and I'm vegan, which is super awesome and interesting whilst being pregnant. So I thought I would share just some of the things that I've experienced in my first and second trimester while going through a vegan pregnancy and remaining active at the gym every day pretty much. Okay, so first off, there's a lot of naysayers out there about having a healthy pregnancy while being vegan. And honestly, I think that is just a lack of education, and ultimately, isn't that what drives people to be negative sometimes when they just really don't know too much on the subject and they don't have their own experience with it? Anyways, anyone that's been vegan and has gone through a vegan pregnancy, I think it's safe to say that they're super conscientious about what types of foods they're putting in their body. I mean, they're vegan for a reason already, and so usually it's from a health perspective. A lot of people will say to me that I'm depriving my baby of essential nutrients, and I'm depriving myself and whatnot, but because I might not be having a hamburger or a steak or whatever, whereas like most of the times you can find those same nutrients abundant in fruits and vegetables. I think it's interesting, when people like hate on me for not having ice cream or burgers or whatever, and I'm having my green smoothies and raw snacks and whatnot, which are filled with so much more micronutrients than the burger or the ice cream. Now, I mean, that's not to say I haven't like indulged while being pregnant, but I do feel like my body doesn't crave those things or crave as many sweet things or even like as much protein because I'm making sure every single day I'm having the right micronutrients. So for example, a couple of supplements that I have added into my diet while being pregnant is folate. 400 micrograms is kind of what doctors recommend. And then I've always taken a B12 because I'm vegan and I am slightly anemic, and I was slightly anemic even when I ate meat, which is interesting. It just has to do with how my body absorbs that. And I do take an iron supplement, but since being pregnant, I added in a raw prenatal, which is great. It's basically a bunch of vegetables dehydrated and condensed into a pill. Wheatgrass, I've always taken, and flax oil. I make sure I get those, 6 things on a daily basis, no matter what. So I do that usually by having a morning smoothie. So my morning smoothie consists of fresh fruits. I always try to pick fruits that have skin on it because they're gonna be filled with more polyphenols and antioxidants. So that's like blueberries, cherries, things like that I add in. And then I add banana because it's delicious, and some mango, and then I'll put in my wheatgrass, my flax oil, chia seeds, goji berries, cinnamon, turmeric, unsweetened almond milk. Sometimes I put in coconut water, and any other like superfoods that maybe I haven't had in a while. I kind of just like walk through Whole Foods and see what's on the shelves, and if I haven't had it and it's safe for me to have while I'm pregnant, aka like usually doesn't have like caffeine in it or something, then I'll chuck that in as well. So I feel like having that morning smoothie, I've really noticed that if I don't have it, that's when I start getting those cravings. So I feel like that's the difference between what's going on with some of my other like pregnant mom friends or whatever. When they're craving things, I think it's just a lack of micronutrients in their body, and their body is just being like, hey, I know I can get X, Y, and Z from this burger, so body's craving that, give it to me. So let's see. First trimester though was a different story. I still have my smoothie every morning, but I had to modify it a lot because some things didn't sound good, like mango all of a sudden didn't sound good to me. You're just nauseous and feel like shit. That's what people don't tell you. You just don't want to eat things, you're throwing up things, and you just feel like garbage. So now that I'm in my second trimester, I feel like I'm back to like normal energy for the most part, and normal food, really. Protein. So in general, most people eat too much protein, in my opinion. A lot of people who especially are like on a weight loss journey, you know, they will come to us asking, you know, what they should eat, and they're eating high protein, high fat, and whatnot, and you know, they have extra pounds on them, and you know, extra pounds means that they can lose some protein from their diet. So being pregnant and keeping that in mind, even though I didn't need to lose weight, but it's only essential to have about 75 grams of protein while you're pregnant. So a lot of people like to base protein around your ideal body weight. So it's like a 1-to-1 ratio. So if your ideal body weight's 150 pounds, you'll eat 150 grams of protein. I think that's way too much, and you don't need it. There's so many foods that are packed full of protein while you're having a vegan diet. Chickpeas, quinoa, oatmeal, nut butter, tofu, other meat substitutes if you're into that. And I add those into my diet on a day-to-day basis. I eat hummus like almost daily with fresh vegetables, and I do like tofu, so I'll add that in like every other day for dinner. Calcium's another thing that I've been super conscientious of while being pregnant. And most of the time when people think calcium, they think of dairy. And when I hear dairy, all I hear is inflammation. So luckily you can get your calcium through a lot of different things like soy milk, green leafy vegetables. Once again, that's like with my smoothie. I'll even like juice kale or cucumber or things like that, just to add in and make sure that I'm getting enough calcium through my vegetables. And then iron obviously is that other big thing, like when you're pregnant and vegan, how do you get your iron? Well, it was so interesting in my first trimester. I was really craving orange juice and oats, like that combination. And I don't really eat either of those that often. And so I listened to my body, and that's kind of like what I had on a day-to-day basis. And upon doing a little bit more research, I realized that my iron absorption was lacking due to vitamin C. So now I take an iron supplement that has vitamin C in it. And that's kind of why I was craving those two combos together, which was interesting. So yeah, you definitely need to be conscientious of what your body is trying to tell you, because it's trying to tell you something for a reason. You're lacking something. That's my biggest, I guess, helpful hint for if you're going into a pregnancy vegan. Just listen to your body, talk to your doctor, and make sure you're getting in as much micronutrients as possible, eating as much fresh fruit and vegetables, staying away from the processed things. But yeah, like sure, indulge yourself if you feel like it and something. Don't try to deprive yourself, and I think you'll be okay. And you don't need to listen to what other people say about you, or their thoughts on pregnancy and whatnot. I really think there's going to be a big shift in people's thinking of what plant-based really means in the next few years, with more and more education coming out and more people getting in touch with what it means to be plant-based. And so hopefully you'll see more people supporting a plant-based pregnancy if it's right for them. If it's not, then oh well, you got to do what's right for you. So I hope that helps. I don't want to talk your ear off about what it's like having a vegan pregnancy, but it's been really good for me, and I feel pretty good. There's times where I'm definitely tired, but I think that's pretty normal for anyone in pregnancy. So I hope that helps. You guys can check out our website, bearhealthandfitness.com, or follow us on Instagram at bear.health, or at my personal livefit_livebear. Thank you.